everybody, and thanks for watching again. Today's question comes from Helen, and Helen writes the following. She says, I'm still quite new to the academic art of riding and the idea of the inside seat. I'm finding that it works really well and definitely helps my pony, especially on her hollow rein where I was slipping slightly to the outside without even realizing it. But I'm having trouble in shoulder in. I'm finding it hard to maintain my inside seat and at the same time keep my weight slightly in the direction of travel. I would be most grateful for any tips, please. Thank you very much, Helen. All right. So Helen, the idea of shoulder in and the seat, I think it's one of the most complicated things that we can have, because on the one side, let's say we do the shoulder in to the left, is that we want to maintain a left bending, which means that if the rib cage of the horse is swinging like this, then the inside one, so the left side, should swing a little bit more down and have the right side, the outside, a little bit more up. So we get a little bit more of this rotation when we ride in a bending. So if we change the bending, we get the rotation a little bit more on the other side. So automatically you should feel that your inside seat, but I would prefer to speak about the inside upper leg, follows the dropping of the rib cage, where the outside upper leg follows the lifting of the outside of the rib cage. So that is a little bit what we refer to as the inside seat. Then we have seat bones on top of the horse's spine, and those seat bones ideally in a horse that is very well balanced should be both on an equal distance from the center of the horse's back. But when we have horses that have a problem with this rotation, then in the academic art of riding we would say we would try to shift a little bit in our seat, not crossing over with the outside seat bone over the spine, but bringing the outside seat bone a bit closer to the spine so that the inside one gets a little bit further away from the spine, so that we in our seat can help a little bit with creating this leverage, creating this movement. That only works on a horse that is wide ribbed and has a relatively flat back. If your horse has a back like this and you would want to move your seat bone in, the seat bone would actually be hanging over in the air. So in that case it actually doesn't work. You have to find the point where your seat bone and your upper leg have the biggest influence on the swinging of the horse's spine to maintain bending. So as you say, when we ride a bending and then we want to track on the straight line, which becomes a shoulder in if we turn the horse's shoulder properly away from the wall, our static seat or our direction of movement should be straight. Normally we would say the horse has to follow your direction of movement, so you would have to put yourself in the direction where you want to go. But in this case that would be over the horse's wither toward the outside shoulder, and you don't want to sit down on the outside. So how do we do that? What you can actually do is you can try with your inside upper leg to maintain that bending and your outside upper leg to allow that up of the ribs in every step, and just gently move your upper body over in the direction where you want to go. But that requires a very sophisticated use of your own body, separating what your lower body is doing from your upper body. Now, in order to practice that, I always start with getting the horse to really respond to this in my upper leg, which I actually do on a circle, leg yielding my horse out on a bigger circle, keeping a good bend, so that my horse knows that this moves his body over in that direction. Another thing that I then do is practice a lot in my own spine, that I actually have a good spiral in my spine, that I can turn the shoulders in, but also back to the wall. So that when I turn, my horse turns the shoulders with me. Yeah? Then I put it together, making a shoulder in. So my lower body, my upper leg says, come on, move your belly out. My rotation in my spine says, come on, turn your shoulders in. Yeah? And then to keep a straight line. That requires that your horse can carry correctly with that inside hind leg, that he's strong enough to maintain that for a few steps or longer. And second, that your intent and your direction of movement is going over that straight line without your body actually falling over. Now, what you need to be very careful about in the inside seat is that you don't get a knick in your spine. So we don't want to end up with something like this. We should find a rotation so our shoulders stay level. Our leg should kind of send the horse over with his belly to the outside without us going clunk there. And so what I think is that from my outside ribs, when I turn in, that's where I think the direction straight, whereas my inside lower leg still sends the horse out with his belly. So what at least is important is that you do not put your weight over to the outside of the horse. Your weight should always be in the middle over the center of the horse. It should be a tiny hint of direction, which you can do in your upper body without moving your whole body in that direction. It's the same with that inside seat. Your weight should not be pushing down the horse's ribs on the inside, because you can see in my body, that's when I start to collapse. We want to stay over the horse's point of weight in the middle, and with the upper leg move it, and with the upper body direct it. So hopefully you've had a chance to look at some other videos in this series, and I hope that you found them helpful to train your eye, to get some other inspiration, to get some ideas for your own riding. I will continue to do this, answer a question every day until the day that the little baby is born. Which could be any day now according to the midwife, but we will see how many more questions I get to answer before then. If you want to have more extensive information on the seat, the mindset of the rider and the biomechanics of the rider, please check out my online module on my Cartra website. It's a rider biomechanics and mindset module, and I would say don't sign up just yet. There will be a little offer coming. So if you want to enjoy a discount, just sit on tight and watch your mail, because you will get my special offer in your mailbox when it's ready to come out. I hope that is helpful for you guys, and I wish you a very nice day with your horses. Bye!